What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Lumsden Motorsports Garage. I'm Wade Lumsden, and today we're going to do some more on, that's right, on the Tuff truck. Let's get to work. All right, so I am no longer under quarantine. Woo woo! So freedom, freedom. Anyways, I will be probably headed to get some parts. Unfortunately, it is Labor Day weekend, and the place where I want to get some pipe is not open until Tuesday. So I'm still stuck without pipe. So I'm gonna mess around with the Tuff truck, I think, for today. A couple plans. I think I'm going to take some fenders off here. I've been messing around inside here with some wiring. You didn't see these motorcycle stereo system that may or may not go inside this Tuff truck. And then back here, I've been playing with that is not where that's going to go, that shock, sorry. I've been playing with travel and making sure that the drive line and pinion angle and all of that stuff is going to be good. I've just been back here messing around with that a little bit. But we'll get into that stuff when I actually get ready to do some changes. I was just trying to do some planning. One of the big things that I am going to do now, I've been contemplating it and debating it for a while, and I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do it. This is the problem. I went down the rabbit hole. I had way too much time on my hands being able to tear stuff apart and not go back together with things because I didn't have parts and pieces to go together with things. So then I just continued to disassemble. No disassemble, Johnny 5. But I just continued to disassemble stuff, and yeah, I created a bunch of work for myself to be able to get this thing done in the next, like, what, I think I got 3 weeks or something. One of the things I did is, we know that we already pulled out the core support here, but I decided that, if you remember correctly, there was a bunch of tranny cooler lines in here, and I removed those. So the tranny cooler is going to get moved to the back. And then, as you can see, I took the fan off. This is just kind of sitting here. But I took the fan off, which means that there will no longer be a radiator up front here. I'm going to attempt a rear mounted radiator. I've actually never done one before. So we'll see how that works out, and I'm probably going to do a really cheap redneck version that hopefully is going to work. But we'll go through that later on. But for right now, I was looking at this, and look how much, all the room for activities. Look at all the space for activities. Look how much frame there is in here that's not being used. So I think what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to chop some of the frame off, some of the front of this frame off. So the main idea behind chopping some of the frame off is usually if the truck bucks and it nosedives in, it will hit the bumper, right? And if the bumper digs in, the ass end of the truck comes up over the top, and that's how you get nose in, up and over. Well, if you cut back the frame, you are more likely, you can get more of a steep angle nosed into the ground, where your tire will be the first thing to hit the ground, right? So if you think about that, like, I got a piece of angle iron here. I'll kind of show you. So if right now with that long frame, if I hit an angle more than that, if I nose into the ground at that angle, my tire will hit the ground first. But if I chop this back, say the frame back to say here where this bolt is, you see this much steeper angle. that I can nose the truck into the ground and it hit tire and continue to roll forward. I would say that if this was just a Tuff truck that ran timed events, and I didn't have to worry about any contact up front, I would probably chop this all the way up to here and just take all of this out and get rid of that possibility of you know, nosing that much in. But I do run this in the contact event that we have, right, with other people, and I gotta have some type of bumper up here. So I'm gonna do a nice mixture. I think I'm gonna cut somewhere across here. I'm gonna cut it at an angle, and then that'll also leave me enough to build a bumper out front and all of that happy stuff. So yeah, I kind of went down the rabbit hole on that one too. Originally I wanted to leave the stock bumper because I like the looks of the stock bumper, and then I don't know, thinking, which is dangerous. It's always dangerous when I think. You know, sometimes it's good to tell myself it's just a Tuff truck. Stop trying to overthink and over-engineer it. And then sometimes I go, well, it's a Tuff truck, we might as well go full out Tuff truck, right? Like, there's some decisions that I made that I probably shouldn't have, like I'm putting a lot more into this truck than I thought I was going to. Not as much as like an off-road race truck, right? Those things are, a trophy truck's like $100 and something thousand, right? I'm not even remotely at a tenth of that. But the most expensive thing I put in this is pipe so far. But I keep making decisions that make it more off-road race trucky. But I need to contain myself, so I'm gonna do a nice happy medium on this front chop. I'm gonna get the grinder out here with my cutoff wheel and start having at it. I'll show you guys probably the finished product. You don't necessarily need to see me running a grinder, right? So but if you look here, you can see that there's some lines, some dotted lines drawn here. I was trying to come up with some ideas of where I was going to cut this. I think in the end it's going to come down to, it's nice because I have these pins on both sides, right, as a reference. So I think I'm going to come down to the bottom of that and then measure forward somewhere so I can be consistent on both sides and then create an angle, which means I got to cut these brackets off first and then cut this chunk off, and then that will be the start of making our little bumper that we got going on. One of the things I'm going to do to give myself some more room to work, I'm going to go ahead and take these fenders off as well, because they also are going to get gutted at some point in time. I don't know if that'll be tonight because it's already starting to get a little dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one fender off and start chopping away on one side, and then I'll take the other fender off, start chopping away at the other side, and I'll probably get the fenders, if not tonight, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. So with all of that long-winded crap, sorry guys, I'm gonna show you across the street real quick. Look what's back. Boom. That's right, truck and trailer, modifieds inside. So I'm going to do some work on this tonight, probably do a little bit more work on it tomorrow, but I think next video we gotta get the modified ready to go race. I've been chomping at the bit to go racing, and season's getting pretty close to wrapping up around here. There's only a handful more races that a guy could go to, so I'm gonna quit yakking at you and get to work. Well, I've gone and done it now. We chopped off the front stub. We chopped off probably about that much of it. Yeah, probably about that much. Don't ask me how I decided or why I decided to cut at an angle, or even at the angle that I did, or why I cut it where I cut it. I don't know. I probably could have just as well cut it off square. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of just on a whim. I thought it looked cool. I'm thinking if I plate the front of it, put a piece of plate down on the front here, that'll look kind of cool. Maybe if I don't know if I intend on doing a skid plate on this truck or not, because really a skid plate's for, you know, when you're bouncing around in the desert or whatever, and you don't want any brush, or if you come up over a hill and land on a rock or something like that. I don't see any natural hazards like that in my future as a Tuff truck. At least there shouldn't be. It should just be, you know, jumps and dirt, and when we do the contact race, other trucks. But the front bumper should take care of the other truck's part. So I don't know, maybe a skid plate will be in its future. I have no idea. But I will definitely end up running a pipe from one side to the other, and then we got to come off of it and make a bumper of some sorts here, which we're getting close. I think I'm going to be able to go get pipe on Tuesday. This is Labor Day weekend. It's actually Sunday of Labor Day weekend, so I'm a couple days away from being able to go get my pipe to really get rocking and rolling on stuff, and start making mounts and start, you know, really putting stuff together. And then you'll notice over here, don't mind my piece of pipe sticking out. I'm just mocking stuff up, and it's a good spot to set it. You'll notice over here that I gutted the inside of this fender. Nothing fancy. I literally just took a cutting wheel to it, and you can see that one's not gutted. It's got all of its innards. Took a cutting wheel to it and gutted it out. Just a little bit more weight savings, I guess. Yeah, I think as far as the Tuff truck goes, probably at a bit of a standstill. I'm waiting for some parts to show up that I ordered online to have delivered, and I'm really waiting on getting some pipe. Like I showed you guys earlier, the race car trailer is here, and I think I need to start getting motivated on the modified. So I think that's going to be it for this Tuff truck video. We're definitely going to have lots more in the future, especially since we're almost to the point where things are going to start going together, instead of just deconstruction, right? No more disassemble. And we'll get into the fun part of it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and any questions, comments, concerns down below. Again, we only have 3 weeks, I think, to get this truck finished. So I'm gonna be under the gun with all the things that I committed myself to. My bad. Head over to the Lumsden Motorsports Facebook page, especially if you want a t-shirt. Send me a message on the Lumsden Motorsports page. We'll figure out how to get you the Lumsden Motorsports Win the Show, Be the Show t-shirt. Again, like, subscribe, share. It really helps the channel out, guys, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.